So this is a nuanced attack that is an example of the many reasons why it is worthwhile to train safety and security officers about at least the basics of lock sets, if not to an intermediate level, because attacks like this can pose a real threat in high-value facilities like pharmacies, energy, etc., where you might have this type of lock securing something of high value, and also in busy facilities with a lot going on, with construction or renovation occurring, this kind of condition may present itself and nobody might even notice until quite some time has passed. So this is a pretty typical commercial mortise-style lock set that you would see on storage room doors, office doors, etc., maybe front doors of some facilities. Very common type of latch. It's a little bit of an older design, which you can tell because of the curved lock bolt. This one's made by Corbin Rushwin. So this is a non-dead locking version that only has a latch, no deadbolt. So this can actually be shut by an authorized person and lock behind them. There's no key needed to lock this door if it's in this current locked state. These two latch or bolt components serve different purposes. This is the actual latch bolt that secures the door, and then this bolt on the top, when depressed, deadlocks the actual latch. So in a properly installed situation, you would not be able to bypass this because this bolt would be depressed by the strike plate, which prevents something like a shrum tool or a traveler hook from being able to move this bolt. You can't move it at all. So when you shut the door, watch the alignment of these two bolts against the strike plate. Latch bolt is free to move and latch in place, while the lock bolt is depressed by the outer surface of the strike plate, which means that I should not be able to use my shrum tool to bypass this lock. This is properly installed. So here's the strike plate that was removed from this door. As you can see, it fits very nicely, secured with two number 3 Phillips screws. In really sensitive facilities, it's possible you could replace those with tamper-resistant screws to prevent this type of attack. I will say that the screws that secure these are often very tight and somewhat difficult to remove organically, just because of them being drilled into a flat steel frame. So it could be fairly noisy if someone were to remove one of these, but something to watch out for. So the actual latch engages in this hole in this strike box. You can see where the lock bolt has rubbed over time. This obviously has seen some use. So a properly installed and fitted door will make sure that that lock bolt aligns with the surface of the strike plate and doesn't get caught up in the actual strike box itself, because if that were to happen, its entire effect would be negated and you would be able to bypass that door very easily. Now we're on the public side of this door that has had its strike plate removed, either by someone who had forgot to install it, or it didn't fit right. Maybe it's pending install, or maybe somebody removed it in the course of trying to make this door more attackable. These should stick out a little bit because they don't close all the way. This is something that might be noticeable by the average person, certainly should be noticeable by a trained security staff. But the real punchline here is that this makes this door trivial to bypass and open just like that. You could easily have somebody in your facility dressed up as a construction worker or maintenance worker. All you need is a hard hat and a vest or the right CENTOS uniform, etc., and they could be easily crouched down next to a door using power tools to remove a strike, and your employees may not think twice about it. So this door kind of demonstrates why it is of value to make sure that your safety and security officers have a basic understanding of how doors are supposed to look and function, looking for things like missing cores, missing strike plates with unusual machining, which that's a little bit of an advanced eye, but in general, fitment of the door is extremely important. Does it close properly? Does it latch properly? Is it difficult to unlock? That's also important because broken keys also present a threat to both productivity and safety and security in a facility.